Good evening, it's Mr. MTV Premier League Roundup, Game Week 9. We're going to be talking about the North London Derby, the Manchester Derby, and the Midlands Derby, and the other London Derby, which is Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. So come along.
Individuals. It's not about talent, it's about effort.
So starting off with the North London Derby, it's going to be 12:30 kickoff GMT time. Arsenal versus Tottenham. It's in the Emirates, so I think Arsenal should be favourites going into this game, but you never know. Top of the league, just 1 point clear of Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur, so that means it's a must-win game for Arsenal tomorrow. But saying that, Tottenham have actually not lost a game so far. Currently unbeaten. The only two teams that are unbeaten in the league, I think, are Tottenham and Manchester City, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be a tough one. I would still think Arsenal should get the job done, and I would say it's a win for Arsenal. I think they will win the game because they seem like the team in form. I mean, just apart from the game against Manchester United, I thought in every game Arsenal just got the job done, even though the game against Fulham wasn't the easiest, but they got it done. So my money would be on Arsenal getting the win tomorrow. Second game is Bournemouth versus Brentford. Um, I mean, Bournemouth have to win. Currently standing up on 8 points, and Brentford on 9, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, yeah, Brentford on no, yes, Brentford on 8 points and Bournemouth. I'm sorry, the opposite. Bournemouth on 8 and Brentford on 9 points. Brentford haven't lost in their last 3 games, so they should try and at least get a result. The game is at home, so they should have the home advantage. So I'm gonna go with a draw on that game. I'd say a draw. Third game, Chelsea Crystal Palace, another London derby. Obviously, Chelsea is going to be Graham Potter's first game in the league. He drew his first game in the Champions League against Salzburg, um, which was an unfortunate result. Not the best, to be honest, because they played at home at the Stamford Bridge, at the bridge. So, yeah, I would go with, but you never know because Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira has done a great job so far. Crystal Palace are currently 16th. Um, yeah, it's not looking good for Crystal Palace, but I still think, obviously, because it's at home for Crystal Palace, I would go a 2-1 win to Chelsea. 2-1 win to Chelsea. Graham Potter hopefully will get his first win for Chelsea. And then, yeah, um, hopefully he succeeds. And then all the best for Graham. As for the other game, it's Fulham against Newcastle United. Newcastle haven't been doing well lately. I mean, a lot of draws. They've drawn about 5 games. So, yeah, it's not looking too good for Newcastle. Fulham, obviously, yeah, in the relegation zone at the moment. Oh, Fulham currently sixth. Fulham are sixth in the league. So let's Fulham with 11 points and Newcastle are currently on 8 points. I will still go with a Newcastle win, even though it's at Craven Cottage. But my money will be on Newcastle to get the 3 points tomorrow. Liverpool versus Brighton. Obviously, Liverpool haven't been playing well in the league or in the Champions League. Brighton are currently fourth in the league, so still going to be a tough one. But it's at Anfield. Yes, it's at Anfield, so you're gonna have to go with Liverpool. I'd say a win for Liverpool just because it's at Anfield, and I think after the international break, I think the international break would have been really good for Liverpool, and now they can kick on and obviously just the old Liverpool that we all know will finally get together and it start clicking for them. Everton versus Southampton. Obviously, Everton, the win before the international break, that would have done them really good. They're currently 13th with 7 points. Frank Lampard, I think, is still under pressure, so he would want to get off to a kicking start after the international break. But it's a really, really good game tomorrow. They're currently both on 7 points. Southampton and Everton. Southampton have lost their two previous games, so I would assume that they've not in a good run of form. But Everton as well, they've drawn 4 games before the last one against West Ham, so I will go with a draw on that one. Sitting on the fence, but I'll go with a draw. West Ham United versus Wolverhampton. Scroll down for that one. Wolverhampton on 6 points and West Ham on 4 points. So whichever team wins will be. If West Ham get the win, they'll obviously be coming out of the relegation zone. And Wolverhampton Wanderers on 6 points. It's a tough one, but I will still go. I will go with a West Ham win. It should start clicking for them, and hopefully Lucas Paqueta can just find his form and start producing for West Ham. As for Sunday, it's the big one. It's the boys, Manchester United versus Manchester City. Manchester derby. It doesn't get bigger than this one. Listen, you have to be honest with this one. Manchester City are favourites. Manchester United currently players. We're not too sure if Rashford or Martial will play the game. So that's another blow to Manchester United. We've been on a good run. 4 wins. Is it 4 wins on the bounce? Yes. So, but Manchester City, I mean, apart from the draw against Aston Villa, they've won like the last 4 games, 3 games, I think. So I would say, yeah, Manchester. Let's go with a draw. I'll go with a draw. So you got to back your team, Manchester United. Let's say we can nick a draw. If we get a draw, it's going to take a defensive masterclass from the back four as well as David De Gea, because Manchester City, you're not going to have possession of the ball. They're going to dominate. So we'll just hopefully sit back and soak the pressure and then try and break them on the counter attack. So yeah, let's go with a draw on that one. Leeds United versus Aston Villa. Obviously, Steven Gerrard is under numerous pressure. Hasn't been the greatest of starts for him with Aston Villa so far. Currently 15th with 7 points. I think he's only got 1 win from his last 5 games. So Frank Lampard, Just why do I keep saying Frank Lampard? Steven Gerrard will be looking to get in the 3 points. Leeds United currently 11th in the table on 8 points. They haven't won in their last 3 games, so they will be trying to find the winning ways and get in the 3 points. So on that one, because it's at Ellen Road, I'm going to have to say a win for Leeds United. Last one, Monday, Midlands Derby, Leicester City versus Nottingham Forest. Battle of the bottom of the table, as well as the Midlands Derby. 20th Leicester City and 19th Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Leicester City are just on 1 point. That is hard. That is. yeah, I think I'll edge towards Nottingham Forest. They got 4 points. They're on a bad run of form as well. Lost their last 4 games, but I still will edge towards Nottingham Forest. Hopefully, all the signings can come good now. All the players that they've bought and try and produce something for them because it's not looking good for Nottingham Forest. So, yeah, there you have it. I'll go with the Nottingham Forest win. Yep, that's it. Well, that's all the games for this weekend. Our Premier League roundup. Hopefully, I get the Manchester Derby right, and the other ones not really bothered to be fair. But yes, that's the Premier League roundup. I've been Mr. AMTV. I am over and out.